Hey guys, Mr. 3D Hero here, and in today's video I want to cover a little mystery around some data mining information that was made apparent around Colony DLC. Now when Colony first dropped, it basically allowed many players to have a look into the files of Titanfall 2 to see if whether the devs have updated the game with adding in any kind of secret or any type of future content that's going to be released. Now through the future content we found out that Monarch was actually going to be introduced, but we never knew when Monarch was going to be dropped or introduced. But around that time as well, we also found out that Frontier Defense was also being worked on, and we also found out that apparently there was meant to be specialized classes, or should I say enhanced version of our classes, that was meant to be introduced in the game, and most of us theorized that this was meant to be introduced around Frontier Defense, since considering that most of the perks and stages went up into, it sounded like these perks are more designed for AI versus pilot play, or AI versus pilot and Titan play, rather than pilot versus pilot play. Now some of these sound a bit too OP. So a prime example, one of these specialized classes is called the Ghost. And basically, for stage 1, the Ghost, it says enter and exit phase shift at will. The second stage is the Wisp, fast travel in phase shift. And the third one is Banshee, destructive exits from phase shift. Now, from what I can understand, these are literally just upgrades for our current classes. And just like how it is in Frontier Defense, and I believe that as long as you do really well with your class, you're meant to upgrade and go to a specific stage. For this one here, it only has 3 stages, and it's the same for all the other classes made apparent as well. However, the only slight problem we have here is that the moment Frontier Defense dropped, these classes, or enhanced version of these classes, never really got introduced whatsoever. No comment, no mention, no nothing. Now, the only thing that came similar to this is the Aegis rank for the Titans. Now the Titans, every time they do a specific deed, such as kill X amount of enemies, survive as long as possible, support your teammate, you get points, and your points go up to, I believe, up to rank 11 or rank 12, Aegis rank, and it allows you to improve your Titan to make them even more deadlier. So I'm talking about either having more ammo, being able to use your core longer, being able to heal your friendlies, generally just improve and enhance your Titan even more than they currently are. Now those were introduced, and many people love them. Many people think that they need to be slightly tweaked, but from what I can see, many people actually enjoy the fact that, you know, you're giving your Titans a bit more destructive power on the battlefield. Now while all that is good to hear, the only problem we have now is these classes. What exactly happened to these classes basically? Well, from what I can understand, these classes were cut at the end. Cut content overall. These content here was meant to be released into, I'm gonna guess, Frontier Defense. As the way they describe itself, it seems more designed around AI, so you can be as freely powerful as much as possible without having to worry so much about game balancing. But what I can genuinely understand is that it was meant to be released into Frontier Defense. However, they most likely ran out of time, or they didn't have enough resources or manpower to actually finish it. Now that's what I'm going to basically stick with, because in many ways, if they were going to implement this, they would have implemented it into Frontier Defense, but they didn't, and they haven't really mentioned anything about it whatsoever. So I'm going to stick with my guns and say that this here was meant to be content that was meant to be introduced into the game. However, because of some unforeseen reason, they were cut, like most things are, and it's kind of sad because some of these actually sound really good and really great. Like, it would be really great if they were able to basically implement it into the game still. However, make it so that it's like a special modifier instead. So instead of us having the normal Titan Aegis ranks, we would have player Aegis ranks. And these are what we currently have. And instead of us actually going into normal Frontier Defense and using our Titans, instead we would just be using our classes. And these classes will be able to upgrade from their current stages, and what we have to do is still survive against the onslaught of enemies, but we have our classes to rely on. Now that would be nice as a little challenge to keep us going and keep playing the game even more and more. But at the current moment, no one really knows what's generally happening with this. I believe that is cut content, and I don't think it's gonna ever make a comeback in this game. However, I could be extremely wrong, and that might be a fact that they're just finishing this up. Maybe this will be introduced in the next DLC, or maybe it's still being tweaked and it'll be released in the very last DLC, you know, before the game comes to an end of support. But nobody knows, except for Respawn perhaps. And also, before I do end the video, there is one thing that, you know, I see a lot of people also haven't really spoken about as well, and that is the Blade class. Now the Blade class was meant to be a specialized pilot that was meant to focus on using a blade similar to the style of how Ronin uses a blade, so being able to block a certain amount of bullets and basically, I would guess, kill pilots quickly. Now this was meant to be introduced as well, or by the looks of it was meant to be added in as a separate class, you know, as an extra class, because in the class selection screen, as you can see on the bottom, there's a tile missing, and I believe that there's one more class that was meant to be added in. However, for some unforeseen reason, it never got a chance to get in. So this makes me wonder that this Blade class that we can come to see on the screen, was this meant to be added into the beginning of the game or later on? Or was this meant to be added into Frontier Defense as a, you know, unique and special class? So let me hear you guys in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that this cut content will actually have a chance to be brought back into Titanfall 2 in some form or way? Do you think that maybe later on the line it might be introduced? Or do you think that because it's cut content, that's it, we won't ever see it be introduced in Titanfall 2 whatsoever? At best, we might see it in Titanfall 3, depending on how development goes, but Titanfall 3 is gonna be around a year or two before it ever gets released. So let me hear in the comment section what you guys think about it. So that's the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, a comment and subscribe for more. If you didn't, then by all means leave a dislike. I understand and I know what to do in the nearby future. So once again guys, thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon.